To create an animation, you need to have created some scenes in advance. In the previous lesson, I showed you how you can create scenes and check the transition between them. In this lesson, I will use those scenes to show you how to create a video file to present your work. The scenes that have been created can be seen as tabs at the top of the design area. If I want all these scenes to be included in the animation, I must check the Include in Animation option that appears in the Scenes tab of the default tray. So, I will expand the Scenes tab and select all scenes while holding down the Shift key. Then I will activate the Include in Animation option to make sure that all scenes will be included in the animation. At this point, I should mention that you can change the order in which scenes appear by right-clicking on a tab and selecting either Move Left or Move Right. Of course, changing the order of the scenes also affects the movement of the camera. Now, if you right-click and select Add, you can create another scene. On the other hand, to delete a scene, you just need to right-click on it and select Delete. To see the preview of the animation and check the transition from one scene to another, I will right-click on a tab and select Play Animation. After a few seconds, the animation window appears, and the preview begins to play. However, I want to slow down the camera's movement. So, first, I will stop the animation. Then, I will expand the Window menu and select the Model Info option. The Model Info window opens automatically. I will select the Animation category from the left of the window to see the contextual options. If you enable Scene Transition, the transition between the scenes will happen while the camera is moving. If you disable this option, you'll simply watch the scenes alternate, like images that appear one after another. With the Scene Transition option enabled, the field below activates, and you can define the number of seconds needed to transit from one scene to another. The more seconds, the slower the transition. I will type the number 4 in this field, so it takes 4 seconds to move from one scene to another. In the Scene Delay, there is another Seconds field, which defines the number of seconds that the camera will remain still and show the scene. I will set this field to 0. Now I am ready to move on, so I will press Enter to save the changes and close the window. Then I will watch the preview once more to see if the result satisfies me. In general, it is advisable to watch the preview before the final export because exporting an animation takes a lot of time. Since I am indeed satisfied with the result, I will stop the animation. Next, I will expand the File menu, hover the cursor over Export, and select the Animation option. The Export Animation window appears automatically. I will select the desktop folder to save the file, and I will set the name to Animation. By expanding the Save as Type drop-down, you can see all available export types. To export the animation to a video, select the MP4 file. If you select any of the image types, all the frames of the animation will be exported as images. In this example, I will select the MP4 type and click Options to open the export settings. From the Resolution drop-down, I can define the video's resolution. 720 HD is a good quality, so I will select this one. If you select Custom, you can define your own resolution. If I click on Preview Frame Size, a new window pops up to let me see how the video will look in the frame size that I have selected. Since I am satisfied with the frame size, I will close this window. From the Frame Rate drop-down, you choose how many images will be exported in every second of the video. The higher the frame rate, the smoother the video and the larger the file size will be. As a result, the exporting process will take longer. Personally, I will select 15 frames per second. With the Loop to Starting Scene option enabled, the animation will loop back to the original scene. I will deselect this option because I want the video to end with the final scene. If I enable the Anti-Alias Rendering option, it will improve the object's edges quality. The last option, Always Prompt for Animation Options, when selected, prompts me to set animation options before I export the file. By default, this option is deselect, and I will not change that. Finally, Restore Defaults resets the export options to SketchUp's default options. I'll click OK and then Export to start exporting the video. When the exporting process begins, a window appears that shows the progress of the export, namely the total number of frames, the estimated time, and the size of the video. This process will take quite some time, so I will fast forward the video a bit until the process is complete. Once the video file has been created, I will minimize SketchUp to open the video file and see the final result of the presentation. Notice how smoothly the transition is.